Alright, so the wait is finally over and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind is out now on consoles and PC. Now the last Power Rangers console game we got was Battle for the Grid 5 years ago, and although Battle for the Grid stuck around for a few years, it's kind of fallen off the radar and no one really talks about it anymore. It was cool to see Battle for the Grid when it first came out because people in the fighting game community picked it up, and that was really freaking cool to see.
Oh my god, he's fucking crazy, and he's Virgil! Oh, that is so sick! Oh my god. I need more quantum power.
But Rita's Rewind is a lot like Shredder's Revenge, where it's a 5-player beat-em-up arcade game that is very nostalgic. And I love Shredder's Revenge when it came out. Like, I played that day one, I beat it within a day. I had a lot of fun with Shredder's Revenge when it first came out. Now, this game, although it's not perfect, I am enjoying it, although they probably need to patch up a few things and work on a few things for the game. It feels a little bit unpolished in some aspects, but there's some parts that you can see the developers put in a lot of love for the game with all the references. I mean, there's even a Ninja Turtles reference within the game itself, which is a lot of fun. So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, it's a beat-em-up. You can't go too deep into it with the story. I mean, it's cool to have Robo Rita involved in the story. I mean, she played a role in Once and Always, and she's back here. And it's kind of like Once and Always, except this Rita actually travels back in time. She's helping her younger self, and because there's a dimensional time warp, you're seeing all these future Power Ranger monsters from MMPR and henchmen appear within the game as well, like the Tengas and monsters like Taxi Krabby, whatever his name is. So there's stuff like that. But then again, there's stuff that pays homage to the original Mighty Morphin show, like the first level that you play as. There's even quotes ripped directly from the show, which is really cool to see. Now, the gameplay, although it's a beat-em-up, compared to Shredder's Revenge, it feels a little bit sluggish in some points. Sometimes the hitboxes don't feel like they're actually hitting the opponents, and the combos feel slow. Now, I was playing as Billy, so maybe Billy's a little bit more of a slow character compared to the others. I haven't had a chance to play the other Rangers as of the time we're recording this video, but there's some parts where it just feels like I'm tapping the button as fast as I can, and it doesn't feel like Billy's moving as fast as he should, even for being a Ranger. And some of the combos, they're not that deep. I mean, you want to jump, you want to do like an up slash, you hold the directional button and the attack button up. Same for down, same for up jumping and stuff like that. That's what you do. And then you've also got a dodge roll mechanic, which is kind of handy because it does let you have invincibility frames for some seconds, so that can help you out in a lot of boss battles. One of them is Goldar, where I was sort of doing the roll and I wasn't getting hit. But this game is a 5-player co-op game, and although it's a 5-player co-op game, that isn't really available right now as of the time of recording this video because the developers ran into a couple of issues when trying to get this game out on time, which is, like, understandable. Like, they're not a AAA studio, they're a very small studio, so I can understand if they're going to be running into problems. That totally makes sense. So it's only, I don't think it's online for every console from what I know of. It's 2-player co-op for certain consoles, 5-player co-op for couch co-op, which I think a lot of us in the community want to play it online with other content creators and people we know or friends online. So there's that disadvantage the game's got going for it. Because Shredder's Revenge, 4-player, 5-player, straight out the get-go, which was really freaking awesome to do. This game, you can play with 2 people, or you can play by yourself, but this game feels like it's meant to be played with a group of friends, with a bunch of people, or even like random online co-op as well, because there's some parts of the game where you just get dicked on if you play by yourself. Like, although I played as Billy, there was some parts that I just struggled with by myself. So one of the things is you have to stop these time crystals from exploding, and if you don't stop them, then you take a little bit of damage and the game rewinds for a couple of seconds, which is a really cool way of saying Rita's Rewind, because the game will rewind before the time crystal showed up, and then you get another chance of destroying it again. Now, these things are beefy, and trying to take them out by yourself is a lot of hard work for me, because there'll be times where I think I'm hitting it, but I'm not hitting it. I've got putties in the way. The putties won't get out of the way. You're trying to grab the putties, and the putties just won't move, or you'll get surrounded by putties, or somehow I jumped on it by accident, so I was trying to jump kick it to do a lot of damage to it. Like, that part really annoyed me. Now, the Megazord part of the battles. The Megazord part of the battles was kind of fun. It did frustrate me at some points. I mean, it felt like Star Fox and a lot of on-rail shooters where you get upgrades for destroying certain things. So you'll be blasting at one point and then you'll have missiles that will lock on. So that was a lot of fun. It gave me those Star Fox vibes as you were going through. And then when you form the Megazord, it's sort of like this first, like you've seen the footage, this first person, you dodge to the side, you dodge to the left, but you have to home in on the bad guy, or Goldar, from what I've got the footage up. And then when you get close, you sort of go Star Platinum on him, and you start whooping his ass. That was kind of fun, because it sort of, you got to hit him enough times to get the Power Zord out. Now, because I played by myself, like I couldn't really do the full aspect of the Megazord, but from what I watched a few reviews from IGN and stuff like that, if someone gets hit, then it's the next person to do the event, and it's sort of like passing the controller around is how they described it, but it just goes on to the next player. So there's that. So I can't wait to do that once I actually get online with the game and I can play it with more people. But apart from my criticisms, there are things I did like about the game. The music is really good. The sprite work does look really cool for some of the Rangers. The CRT filter is pretty freaking nifty, I will say that, like I mentioned in the video, unless this is like my third or fourth take and I don't know where I'm putting this in the video. The CRT filter is pretty nifty because it can be like an old school TV from the 90s, but then also there's a telescope feature, which I believe is meant to be in reference from when Rita would have a telescope when she was spying on the Rangers, which is pretty cool within itself. So, what is my final verdict on this game? Well, I don't really have a proper final verdict of this game because it's still being worked on. They still got to put out the 5-player co-op, like the thing that they marketed for this game on. Then I want to try that and come back to the game to give my final thoughts on it. But playing through it solo for the first couple of hours by myself, it was okay. Like, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I haven't beaten the game yet, from what I've heard from certain people in the community online. The game's kind of short, so if you're good at the game, you can probably beat it within a couple of hours, depending on what mode you're playing on. So I believe there's like easy, normal, hard, and then there's headache mode, so there's that. But this game, like I said, although it has its flaws, you can see that a lot of love went into it with the references, with VR backgrounds and stuff like that, which is something I can really appreciate, because if you look around the level designs and stuff like that, you'll see like billboards and advertisements for stuff that are just referenced in the game. I mean, I think I've seen this on Twitter. There's even like a White Ranger reference later on in the game. Now, Tommy is in the game. If you're going to be asking me in the comments, Tommy is in the game, but the biggest crime against nature, as everyone's saying, is you have to beat the game to unlock Tommy. So I'm guessing that Tommy is closer to being the final boss within the game, so we'll have to wait and see. But Rita's Rewind, I want to say it's pretty alright. Check it out if you wanna. If you don't want to check it out right away, wait until the game goes on special. It's not terrible, it's not bad, it just needs some polish in my opinion, and then I'm sure the game will be good to go from there. But what are your thoughts on Rita's Rewind? Have you played it out yet? Are you going to play it? Were you waiting to hear my thoughts on the game? Tell me in the comment section down below. I know this video is kind of a mumbled mess. I didn't really want to go into this with a script, I just wanted to give my thoughts and then put that into a video. So, with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll try maybe streaming the game when I get the chance. If I get the chance, we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on the game? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And with that said, I will see you guys later. Peace out, take care, and bye.